All right. Just to capture it on film, Mr. Pearl, distinguished individual of our planning board, retired after 50 years of service, and it's my understanding that he's the longest serving individual on any of our boards, and in the coming weeks we will need to find a replacement for Mr. Pearl. But I did call him and thank him for his many years of service, and he was appreciative of the phone call, and wanted to extend his deep appreciation for being allowed to serve in that capacity, and also wanted to share that he felt very fortunate to have worked with our planning department, and is very excited about all the things that are occurring in the town. So just a heads up there. A development that is occurring, some more information to come as I'm getting some more information. Members of the South Plattsburgh Fire Department, Eric and Wally Day, reached out to me to see if there might be the possibility of doing some shared service agreements where they've been having a tough time getting some people to service plowing in the winter, to see if we might be able to do something with our highway department and possibly our building and grounds. Looking at the insurance and a number of other things, of course it wouldn't be free, we would do some type of chargeback. But I just wanted to give you a heads up that looking into that a little bit further, and when I get some more information I'll bring it to you folks as a board. If something develops in the meantime, it may fall off the agenda overall. It's not a possibility, but where they're another kind of outlet of local government, for lack of better words, there may be some opportunity to do that, as well as the Cumberland Fire Department and some others in the future.
To the best of your knowledge, Michael, have they exhausted all their options and really researched it further?
Yeah, they've done some different things. Ultimately, the way that they've expressed it is they've had some tough time over the years past finding some ongoing reliable assistance. And the idea was maybe to test it out with 1 or 2 storms. If it's working, great. If it's not, let it fall off, and they can figure some stuff out. So again, I definitely think some conversation. It doesn't hurt to at least look at it and see what might be a possibility. If it's not something that works, no harm, no foul.
Are they having a hard time finding reliable service, or are they having a hard time finding service that they think is affordable?
Reliable is from what I've been told. Again, looking at some more of that information and seeing what the possibilities may or may not be.
I feel like our highway department runs they're pretty short-staffed as it is, especially in the winter.
Yeah. And again, that's
Keep in mind.
pulled Jim in and pulled Art in to have some conversation, some different feelings on it, but just want to at least explore it. I think it's worthwhile anytime another entity reaches out to us. Our fire departments continue to be very vital in the process of keeping our taxes low, etc. So, but nothing solid on that yet. And again, the insurance factor is something I'm going to be looking into a little bit further. Some phone tag. This is just a fairly basic one. As we begin to go into 2017, we do have a couple of retirements that will be occurring, and we'll be doing some transitions. So just as a reminder, if you're under respective committees, to be aware of that and to be supportive where you can as we go into 2017. So again, just a quick little footnote. And then JCO, we did initially have a conversation. We had a presentation, I think it was a week before last. So I just wanted to loop back, and I did draft out that resolution and wanted to see how people felt in general, and we don't need to vote on it tonight, but we can either keep it as is, we can, what say you all, thoughts and opinions?
Well, I believe that they're providing vital service, and many of the people are very low income, and I think it's important to increase it somewhat. It's been 6 years, been the same amount. And if you did 1% a year, it would have been, you know, more than what I proposed. So I think that it's his time to increase it. I mean, if you look at what, everything else that has increased in the meantime, and the cost of hiring people, I think it's an important service, and I think we should increase it.
Have they ever given a breakdown of where that specifically the money goes? I mean, I know she gave us what they do and the services they provide and the demographics that they serve, but
We had a presentation last time.
I know, I'm looking at,
You're looking, cost figure to cost figure?
yes,
I can ask her for that, and see if she can,
I think helpful before we.
And I don't think that it's our role to cover the payroll for the position. I think it's our role to provide a grant that can help to facilitate the, you know, the service in that location. And I think that's what we're doing, and I for one want very much to see us continue to do that. But I don't think it's our position that we should be covering the payroll.
Mhm.
I think that's the role of management of JCEO to handle that.
No, I agree, but any cost that increases is going to hurt your budget somewhere else, as you know. So, you know, they may be handling that, but maybe they will have to cut back on services. I don't wanna see you cut back on the services. I mean, not to have a contribution increase that's been asked for the last 4 years, and it's been the same for 6 years, I think that's pretty well managed.
your thoughts, opinions, or information that could be helpful in getting it to you by next week before a decision?
Other than what Meg, I think that's a legitimate request in terms of the cost figures, and I'd like to see that.
Alright, I'll work on that for you folks. Meg, you asked to put something on, we'll just,
Yep, just a quick idea that, Mel and I, and Tom, I think you were there at a meeting, we're exploring is, the idea of a possible collaboration with the town of Schuyler Falls for a dog park. Schuyler Falls, Supervisor Rick Potiker had wanted to do a park at the end of River Street on the property that Schuyler Falls owns, and hit with some firm pushback from residents who don't want that, so they're gonna move on from that. And I thought, we had talked about doing one in East Morrisonville for a while, so I spoke with Rick to see if he'd be interested in doing a shared park, and he's open to it, so just wanted to put that out there for us to think about and discuss as an idea.
do you have a sense for cost, or?
Nope, Mel put together a really short list of, regulations that kind of had come out of the talks for the Cliff Haven Park. And she outlined the area out there, but no cost or anything. When we get to that, if we, as a board, think it's worth pursuing, she'll put some more time into it and come up with some costs and make a presentation here to us. What are your thoughts?
Well, I think that park is, I mean, we don't have the recreational uses going on in that park that we used to have going on there. I think it might be a good location.
It would encompass the swimming hole, the old swimming hole, which is not used anymore.
Are you thinking of not doing the Cliff Haven Park?
Well, we've talked to you about that, and you said that's not a possibility, so.
Originally, what I thought was, there may have been parkland funds used for it. I don't believe there were parkland funds, so that would provide more flexibility with some of the resources that we have.
And I guess we'd have to talk to the folks in Cliff Haven and see where they are. I don't think it's worth putting a lot of money into, but if it's something that we can make work very, very inexpensively and without a lot of maintenance, it might be worth it.
It seems to me that one of the areas that we talked about would be the best before having the dog park. And having the water would be a plus, and I think it would be used quite a bit in that particular area. The one out by Cliffhaven wouldn't be used that much, it wouldn't have the water, and there's no saying that in the future we couldn't have two, but, you know, this is a good place to get started if we've got another community willing to work with us on it. And, you know, obviously, we gotta check out what things cost, but I think we should go ahead and at least find out.
Anybody else? Okay. All right, thanks, Meg. Let me know if you wanna put this, if you wanna put that back on an agenda in the coming weeks or so, if you have some more stuff. Some draft, material, you certainly have the minutes. One of the items for consideration tonight that I'm gonna ask Ricky to read is resolution 212, May Courier well test change order.
Whereas the Town of Plattsburgh Water and Wastewater Department went out to bid and awarded the May Courier well test. And whereas upon initiation of the 280 feet well development, an obstruction of settlement and debris was encountered at 180 feet. Whereas it is determined that a rotary drill will be needed to remove sediment and debris prior to well development. Whereas this has been deemed an emergency change order for the consulting of the town attorney. Now therefore be resolved, the town board is hereby authorized the finance manager to transfer funds in the amount of $3,650 to continue the May Courier well testing as indicated. And it be further resolved, the supervisor is hereby authorized to execute said change order and to extend the contract pricing. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager and water and wastewater director.
Is there a motion for discussion? Alright, thank you. Mr. Mannix, is there any discussion?
When it said delete, we did item 7, the additional pump test water in its entirety, is that because it wouldn't be heated with this type of drilling?
Hopefully not.
So basically, just raising it about less than $4,000, not a lot. And we definitely need to get this well tested.
You know, there's been lots of conversations about this particular well, so. Anybody else? All right, I'm gonna call for a roll call then.
Michael Cashman,
Yes.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Mannix,
Yes.
Meg LeFave,
Yes.
Barb Reaver.
Yes.
Resolution does carry.
I'm confused on the order.
For another consideration, this one, it would be resolution 213, local law 1, providing for the administration and enforcement of the New York State Uniform Fire Prevention and Building Code for 2015-2016.
Whereas
This is,
He's gonna read it first.
I thought you were only proposing one resolution for consideration this evening.
I forgot this is for a public hearing, so just stay on course for it.
Whereas the state of New York adopted new fire prevention and building codes to become effective 2015 with a supplement in 2016, and the town is desirous to provide enforcement and administration of such codes. Whereas Supervisor Cashman, being a member of the town board, has introduced local law 1, introductory of the year 2016, for the town of Plattsburgh entitled Providing for Administrative and Enforcement of New York State Uniform Fire Prevention and Building Code. Whereas a public hearing on such proposed local law is necessary. Therefore be resolved that a public hearing be held on said local law number 1 introductory for the year 2016 for the town of Plattsburgh entitled Providing for Administration and enforcement of New York State Uniform Fire Prevention and Building Code on November 14, 2016 at 7:05 PM at the Town Hall, 151 Baker Road, Plattsburgh, New York. And it be further resolved that the town clerk is hereby authorized and directed to cause notice of the public hearing to be published in the Press Republican in accordance with the town law. And it be further resolved, Town Codes Council representative of the town for said local law, and take further actions as the town board may direct relative to enacting of said law. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution and attachment be given to the town clerk.
Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to that effect.
Mr. Mannix, is there a second?
Seconded.
Hebert? Is there any discussion?
What does the law actually entail?
So as you can see by the attachment, Steve Mypov has listed the sections for the renewal for the International Code and Council Building Code in all these subsections. It was shared with me that this is the way that they went through the process the last time. There's a code book, and these are kind of the addendums, for lack thereof. So he worked with CJ Madonna to outline the items that need to be adopted.
And all of these are changes, all these have changes
Correct.
in them
These are-
from the New York State.
And
change
and
from
these are the
last-
sections to follow. Yeah.
How many more unfunded mandates are there?
I mean, that's completely separate, you know, in my opinion, Tom, but these are the sections that, have been itemized by Steve. And Steve's, experience in his professional association, I think, is helpful in that sense, so he itemized it in the memo, and.
The notice, if you look on the back page, this, we hold a public hearing, Monday, November 14th, that's our next meeting.
Yeah.
So, for the purpose, I think we should change the wording in that. It may be what we end up doing, but this is supposed to be for public hearing.
That's what the notice says.
Yeah.
We'll hold a public hearing on Monday, November 14th.
Yeah, that's why you're holding the public hearing, for the purpose of the adoption. Yep.
That was input on the option.
Well, the purpose of holding it is, that's our intent. Our intent is to make the adoption, and then when you have a public hearing, people can make commentary on it. They can speak for, against, et cetera.
But if it's from New York State, isn't it required?
So,
Okay.
all right. Anything else on this particular item? Seeing none, I'll ask for a roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Martin Mannix,
Yes.
Meg LaFave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert,
Yes.
and Mike Cash.
Yes, resolution does carry. All right, so, going back to draft items. I will seek to try to get some additional information, for the JCEO Services and Financial Assistance Agreement. And the other, draft item is the 3% site plan deposit for NYSEG. And then there's the, outside user agreement for Good Guys Convenience Store for water and wastewater. And I would encourage, you to specifically reach out to Scott, if you have, questions on this particular item, okay? So, those are the items, as a reminder, we don't have a meeting next. So,
Or the next one. That's 2 months.
that's it. All right, thank you, folks.
Why is there no meeting?
Well,
Monday?
This Monday?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and then
I
there's,
haven't
Halloween.
looked at the
it's
calendar
okay,
yet.
I had to count them,
Oh,
yeah.
it's Halloween, we
And then-
didn't wanna go out.
And then
trick or
the
treating.
Didn't
Is
get
it
your
Halloween is Monday? I
We have
don't
a
know, I
meeting,
thought it
how
was
can we do
Sunday.
that?
Well, you better get your
And
candy.
then-
Yeah, I got it, I got it. We have like 3
7:21.
people that come, you know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we don't have very many kids that come.
I thought Cliff Haven was one of those places, or not Cliff Haven.
Cumberland
Hedge.
Yeah,
Cumberland
Cumberland
Oh,
Hedge.
yeah, I mean, a lot of kids come, but I live on a dead end, so, and Jeff Titherington says, keep out, so nobody comes on our street.